Once upon a time, chief bonds of a temple went over the mountain path with 6 youths. Maybe they got a wrong way, even if how they went the mountain was just deepened. It's getting dark at last. I weakened. In such a place, the camping out is not possible. When a party was troubled, a light was seen over there. That's it. We go there, and let's be lodged. When 7 people advanced toward the light with chief bonds of a temple in the lead, one dilapidated house stood. There was one grandfather when I looked in the inside and lights fire in a hearth. We are the persons of trip, but we lost our way. Can we lodge overnight tonight? When chief bonds of a temple said, grandfather laughed with a smile, you must be in great trouble, I suppose. In such a mountain, the great care was not possible, but come on and sit down near a hearth, he said, and put firewood steadily. Oh, it is warm. It is saved, thank you. 7 people were relieved and looked at each other. Then grandfather said, I suppose you are hungry. Wait a little because I will cook rice porridge, and put on a pot of the rice porridge on the hearth and went himself to the next room. Grandfather grinned then. Goodness! Somewhat doubtful. The chief bonds of a temple who thought so looked into the neighboring room from the gap of the door quietly. Then grandfather put soil in the tub, and sprinkled things like some kind of seeds on it, and cover something up with a straw mat. How very strange! What does he do? When chief bonds of a temple saw it carefully, grandfather took the straw mat immediately. Nevertheless he sowed a seed just now, greens grew in the tub strangely, grandfather muttered in a low voice while picking the grass. Hee hee. It is a good day today. I get 7 at a time. Chief bonds of a temple left the door in a hurry and came back near a hearth. At the same time, grandfather who had greens, came back this room. And said it is about time when the rice porridge. It was good taste at it. And grandfather put greens in the pan of the rice porridge and stirred it. Come on, eat it steadily. Hungry youths began to eat, said that was delicious, and had another serving of how many cups, without the time when chief bonds of a temple stops it. On the other hand, to see the chief bonds of a temple who is not going to readily eat, grandfather pushes it forward flourishingly saying, come on, chief bonds of a temple, eat without refraining. Chief bonds of a temple pretended to eat and left all the rice porridge in the bowl of the breast unwillingly. Well, it was good. It looks like youths were completely satisfied. It was good. Then you take a bath, and please get plenty of rest. Soon the bath will be ready. Thank you everything. This is like totally coming to the spa. Ha ha. Youth said with pleasure. As chief bonds of a temple said that he will took bath later, they will enter the bath from the older youth. Grandfather took a youth from a dilapidated house to a detached bathroom. It's more and more doubtful. Chief bonds of a temple followed 2 people in secret and hid behind a storeroom. Then as soon as the youth who took off a kimono entered the bathroom, whinny. He heard the bark of horse. Grandfather jumps into the bathroom immediately, and draw one horse, and put the mouth on a tighter leash. Whoa, whoa. You cannot be sent back to a human being now. Let it go. He took it to the barn of the back while saying, possibly. When surprised chief bonds of a temple must tell youths, he came back to the side of the hearth hastily and talked about reason. But to cut off a youth, I can't believe it. Is chief bonds of a temple slightly bad? That's right. You don't speak ill of such a kind person. Grandfather changed youths into a horse before long when took youths to the bathroom in sequence, and connected it barn of the back. Is a Buddhist priest alone afterward? When grandfather came back, there was not the chief bonds of a temple whom there was near a hearth. Chief bonds of a temple ran away from the dilapidated house and ran absorbedly at that time in a mountain. And then, was it noticed? Then grandfather transformed himself into the figure of the ogre in a moment and jumped outside. Hey! A chief bonds of a temple. Do you not wait? A terrible cry ran after him. The chief bonds of a temple ran desperately, but in the pitch-black mountain, he did not know it at all where he ran. Wait! Wait! He heard the voice of the ogre from close behind. Ah, it's all up with me. When chief bonds of a temple crouched down intentionally, he advocated a sutra desperately. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu. Then it finally dawned, and a day rose in the east sky. An ogre is weak in solar light. Damn it! Just a little bit more. The ogre felt bitter, but returned unwillingly before long. Did it, it was a close thing. Chief bonds of a temple was relieved and stood up and put hands together towards the sun saying thank you the Sunday.